and welcome back. Today's going to be William's 5-month update, but before we get started, I just want to say thank you for being here. I just hit 2,000 subscribers, which just seemed so far out when I started. But with that said, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that little button so you can see what's coming up in the future. Finally gonna get on to that birth story in the next few videos, and lots of fun vlogs coming up too. So like I said, William is 5 months old and he is just getting a little personality. It's growing all the time. He giggles so much and he is a chatterbox, always cooing, and he'll, kind of respond to us. So we'll banter back and forth. I say banter, but he's just oohing and awing. You know the drill. I was trying to get some footage of it for you guys this morning. However, he was a little grumpy. He has been teething. Teething has seriously begun. His hand is always in his mouth if he doesn't have a teether or something to chew on. And in the morning, it's not too bad normally, but as the day goes on, I can definitely tell he is sore and he is in pain. So poor little guy, but I just try and have teethers ready for him, and he loves his breast milk popsicles. So he probably has one of those almost every day just to soothe his gums and kind of tame that grumpiness a little bit. We are still exclusively breastfeeding and all that's going well, but I did notice during this month that his appetite is decreasing a little bit, especially in the morning, and then it kind of picks back up to normal in the afternoon, and throughout the night is normal. He honestly skips his morning feed almost entirely. I try and nurse him and he just kind of snacks for a minute and he's done. I was a little worried at first, but I did some research. It could be because of teething. It could just be because he's not hungry. So I'm just still feeding on demand and letting him, guide that boat. When he's hungry, I'll feed him. He's still growing, at the normal rate and having the proper amount of wet and dirty diapers. So I'm not going to worry about it if none of that changes. One thing that we noticed this month is that he has not been a big fan of the binky, at least for the first couple weeks. He just didn't want it, didn't need it, maybe used it for nap time, but that's about it. And then just in the past couple days, he has been wanting it non-stop. I think it's just a teething thing. He wants that comfort and wants something to chew on, at all times. So we are back to the binky, which, I was kind of like, yay, I don't have to take it away. I don't have to wean him off of it. Eventually, he's doing it way early himself. But honestly, I'm cool with him having it again because we are going on a trip in a couple days and I don't want to not have the binky as a soothing option. So the binky is going to come in handy during the trip, I already know. So as far as sleeping goes, he is still using his sleep sack and falls asleep fairly easily at the moment. And during the daytime, he's napping in his bassinet. Most of the time, he's still doing those 30-minute cat naps, but occasionally it'll get a little bit longer, closer to that hour mark. So I'm hoping we're going toward the hour mark. That'd be lovely for mom. As far as nighttime though, He'll fall asleep fine, but he'll wake up at the 45-minute mark at night. Every night. Don't know why. He'll wake up and just be a wreck. I think it's a teething thing or maybe a sleep regression. I'm not sure, but he'll just wake up all the time at night now, which stinks because we were going, stretches like 6-8 hours, and it was so nice. But now he's waking up all the time. So we are co-sleeping on occasion, more than I would like, especially after we were sleep training, but it's kind of one of those things where he's uncomfortable, he's teething, why fight it? And it's hard because I don't want all of that sleep training work to be for nothing, but honestly it's not, because he's sleeping during the day in his bassinet, which never would have happened before. And I'm hoping once teething dies down a little bit, he'll go back into his bassinet, no issues, even though he's gonna grow out of his bassinet pretty soon. Not yet, but it's getting there. So it's gonna be crib time sooner than mom is ready for, I think. But his bedtime is still around 8:30, 9 o'clock, depending on his wake window. And we've tried to like inch that forward a little bit, and he just wants nothing to do with an earlier bedtime. So why struggle to get him to sleep until 8:30 or 9 than to just put him to bed at that time? Everyone, the whole family is just enjoying themselves a little bit better if we do it that way. So that's what we're doing at the moment. I do think his startle reflex is almost completely gone. You know, that newborn startle reflex that wakes them up. He wakes himself up, but not like that. So that's kind of nice that it's gone away. He is just interested in everything and learning so much every single day. A couple things that are fun is during bath time, we have a little cup of water that we use to rinse his hair, and I'll just kind of pour it on his belly really slow, and he watches the water, and he just started reaching for the water and playing with it with his hands and looking at it. So that's been really fun at bath time. And we haven't really done like a bubble bath with tons of bubbles before. I don't know what we were thinking. We're just kind of like, get in, clean, get out. But we made a full-on bubble bath with mountains of bubbles, and he loved it. I had to watch it though because he was trying to, you know, put them all in his mouth, but but he was having fun playing with the bubbles and popping all the bubbles. He also has started to use his feet to splash, so that's been fun. I guess he thinks that mom and dad need a shower during bath time as well. And then you guys saw in one of my last vlogs that we just got an activity center, and he is loving that thing. He definitely was iffy about it at first, just didn't know what to do, didn't know how to play with it, but now is really learning the different toys and really enjoying them a lot more. And it's funny because there's these little trees, plastic trees, and they're on little bungee cords, and they just like tip over. And Will and I were thinking, this is the weirdest toy. Whoever would play with this? Of course, it's his favorite one. And see why we're not toy creators, but he really loves using the trees and knocking them over. And then there's this little owl that pops out of the tree, and he knows how to use the lever now, and the owl will pop up. So that's really fun to watch him learn and grow with that. He's not really understanding the like foot part because he can kind of like bounce and move on the foot tray. He doesn't really understand that yet, but I'm sure he will soon. There's still absolutely no sign of him rolling still, but he is wanting to stand. Like, always wants us to have him standing, and really is getting strong, really getting strong. Sometimes we can just hold him, like have him hold our fingers, and he is pretty much standing on his own for, you know, 30 seconds, and that's just crazy. I feel like he's gonna crawl or walk before he can roll over, just because he doesn't need to roll over, he doesn't want to roll over type of thing, but he wants to go. You can tell he wants to go. One thing that is new and that he just learned is that he seems to know who we are. So if I say Dada, he'll look toward Will. If we say Mama, he'll look toward me. So that's just really fun. He is figuring out who everyone is and who everyone's name is. You know, we're trying to touch his nose and say William, and say Mama when I have the finger on my nose, and trying to teach him that. Hopefully he'll catch on and start saying Mama soon. I have a feeling he'll say Dada soon, so I'm not getting my hopes up, but it would be fun if he said Mama. Actually, if you guys saw his 5-month pictures, which is the St. Patrick's Day one in the basket, I'll put it up on the screen for you guys if you haven't seen it. I was trying to get him to smile that day for a while, but he was teething, he was not having it. I tried peekaboo, I tried toys, I tried everything I know. I ended up saying, Dada's coming home, and he smiled. So that's all it takes, is to say Dada. But hey, I got a little smile from my picture, so I was happy. And then Dada walked in, and he got an even bigger smile like 20 minutes later. He's officially moved up to size 3 diapers, but is still in size 3 to 6 month clothing. Now, he's on the verge. You know, depending on the brand, he could be looking a little tight in that size and need to go up to the 6 to 9 months. So he's kind of in between sizes, and honestly, any day now could be in 6 to 9 month clothing, which is tricky because we're going on a trip soon, like I mentioned, and I don't know which size to pack. I'm leaning a little bit more toward the 6 to 9 month clothing, but I honestly probably won't decide until the day that I pack. And oh, I wrote down that he's doing better in the car for the most part. He is pretty calm as long as there's a toy or music on or something for him to be preoccupied with. He's doing a lot better in the car. Thank goodness. That was not a fun time. And then as far as me, nothing too exciting over here. Just kind of going with the flow, trying to get as much sleep as I can. No really big postpartum updates for me. I do feel the need to start exercising and moving my body more. I've been trying to eat semi-healthy, and you know, we go on walks like every single day. But I just feel like maybe I need to start working out just to feel like myself again, if that makes sense. It's really hard when your body goes through all of these changes, and then I have a baby attached to me eating all the time, and you know, I just never feel, it's hard to feel like yourself. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Not sure if I'm explaining it right, but if I work out and take care of my body a little bit more and have that, you know, me time, I guess you could say, I feel like I'll get stronger and feel more like my old self. So, yeah, I guess I'll update you guys that in the next video if that's gonna help at all. I am still drinking extra water, coconut water, the occasional oat milk, and eating oats just for my milk supply. I am still having all my prenatals and everything as long as I'm breastfeeding, but nothing really big has changed with me over the past month. That is all for today. I will see you in the next video where we are taking off in a plane with a baby. Wish me luck. I'll see you guys then.